The world is a pretty big place, may I say. Quote that. But hey, welcome to my channel. Today we are checking out America's most unique towns. Let's see what this video is about.
Today we're going to take a look at some strange towns here in the United States. The cities on this list aren't your cookie cutter cities or towns. These places are special, weird, or quirky. Something makes these places stand out, like their history, their architecture, their theme, or even their location. Myself, I like a town that's got a little weirdness to it. Maybe that explains my fascination with Possum Trot, Kentucky. Who knows? But that's what we're looking at today. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look.
Even before we get into this though, I've always loved the thought of living in a town your whole life, because I'm a person that's been moving a lot, and sometimes, well, when you think of different life scenarios, I mean, I think everybody does that. Like, imagine you were born in a town and you just live your whole life in one town, you know everybody, and then you go in that town. I think that's a beautiful way of living. I don't know, that might just be me, because everybody's like, oh, you need to see the world and stuff, but I think that's a respectful and a pretty cool way of living. So yeah, I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna tell you in which town I would live if I was to live my whole life in a town. You comment down below yours as well after we've seen this video.
Number 10, Seaside, Florida. Seaside, Florida is kind of special. Not the name. Every state that touches saltwater has a town called Seaside. I know California has one, Oregon has one, but this one's special. Pristine white buildings all lined up like they're in some sort of architectural military camp. Visitors are pedaling around in pastel-colored bikes like some sort of weird Gap commercial from the 1990s. And cute little beachside boutiques. This whole town looks like the set of The Truman Show. Remember the Jim Carrey movie? I'm not even kidding. Looks just like it. And surprise, surprise, this was the filming location of the movie, The Truman Show. When you go to this town, you kind of go, this is what America should look like if all of America had beachfront property. It is literally the American dream, or at least looks like it. If you're there, don't miss out on the all-white chapel church. Yeah, it looks like the top of a wedding cake. Not even kidding. They have a cool post office and rows upon rows of pastel-colored beach houses that look like they've been plucked straight out of a candy shop. This is in the panhandle of Florida, and if you've ever seen, I should say most of their beaches there, it is white sand beaches, and it's usually pretty pleasant. If you're looking for it on a map, it is between Destin and Panama City. It's so cute, it's ridiculous, honestly. For the most part, it still looks like The Truman Show. They don't have any homeless people, they hardly have any measurable crime. This is the type of place where white slacks after November 1st might be the biggest crime you've seen all year. If you want to live here, the average home value is $986,000, almost $1 million, and I think it'd be worth every penny.
I have to say, this town kind of looks like, I don't know if you've seen the show, The Good Place. It's about a woman that dies and then goes to the good place, which is like heaven, but I don't really remember what happened in that show, but it was something really creepy. Like, the good place was not the good place. You were actually not in heaven. It was not heaven. So I don't know why, but this town kind of gives me the creeps. I wouldn't live there, honestly. It's it's beautiful, but the pastel colors and everything kind of this neighbory, there's something fishy about it, that's how I feel. That's it. That's just my opinion, but let's see the next one.
Number 9, Jerome, Arizona. Jerome holds a special place in my heart because a lady one time corrected me when I called it Jerome, Arizona. We were talking about how it is considered the most vertical town in the United States, which it is. She told me it's actually called Geronimo, Arizona. I said, no, I think it's Jerome, and she looks at her husband and goes, we were just there. It's called Geronimo. He leans over and goes, it's Jerome. That woman turned 9 shades of red in about 10 seconds. If you're planning a trip to Jerome, don't forget to wear comfortable shoes, because this place is called the most vertical town in the United States for a reason. It is. How vertical is it? Let's just say it was built on the side of a cliff, and their sidewalks aren't as much sidewalks as they are stairs. Back in the day, this was an old copper mining town, and it was dubbed the wickedest town in the West. Nowadays, Jerome's just a tourist hotspot with a quirky twist. Have you ever wanted to eat a hamburger and an old bordello? You could do that here. Want to go visit a haunted hotel? You can. The Connor Hotel. Jerome is a gold mine of vintage shops, wine, and beer tasting rooms. If you want to get out of town and go do something exciting, feel a little adventurous, head over to Jerome State Historic Park. There you could tour the Douglas Mansion, which is a massive adobe house built in 1916 by a giant businessman that was in the copper game. If you want to buy a home in Jerome, it's hot, so very hot. Keep that in mind. But the average home value here is $509,000.
I could name a countless people that would live there. But I would not. I'm too lazy to be walking up and down hills. God damn, that's like unnecessary exercise. Come on. I can barely get to the kitchen. I'm joking. I can get to the kitchen, but not much further than that. Yeah, I'm not the type to be like walking hills, so sorry, Jerome. No, it's a no from me.
Number 8, Gibsonton, Florida. Ever wonder where circus performers go to retire, where they stay in the off season? Well, that is Gibsonton, Florida, or Gibtown as the locals call it. This town earned a reputation as the retirement community for carnival folk and circus folk for that matter. That was back in the old days. I've watched a couple videos and there's hardly anything left of it. You can still find little, murals and different things, but it's not like it was in its heyday. Now, if you go here, there still are some old carnival folk and people associated with that business, but you're not going to go to the grocery store and meet a fire breather or lobster boy or the bearded lady. Matter of fact, where you're going to find most of them is going to be the local cemetery. Between 55 and 61 artists are buried here after a tragic Hammond Circus train wreck in 1918. Now, there's other ones that weren't associated with the train wreck, but I think that's kind of strange. I just watched a video that was done about 5 months ago by Southern Life where they went to the town and they found different things that were associated with the old history of the town, but it really wasn't what they were expecting. The circus has left town pretty much. Apparently all the circus folks now live in Sarasota. The good news is this is a town that's coming back up. It's mostly trailer parks where all those circus and carnival folk used to live. They've been living in trailers their whole life. Why stop and
This is awesome though. Like, that's pretty cool. I don't mind this. I would like to live in a circus town maybe.
retirement, right? But they're building new homes, and if you want to buy a home here, the average home value is $350,000.
It's also the cheapest one so far.
Number 7, Beaufort, North Carolina. All right, folks, let's talk about Beaufort. And it is Beaufort, not Beaufort. This coastal gem has more charm and personality than a sailor's first tattoo. Picture this, you've got comfortable little shops overflowing with fancy treasures, restaurants that take the dock to dish seriously by serving the freshest local seafood, and historic homes that are as gorgeous as the sun sets over the water. You stroll along the docks and find a bunch of yachts parked there like they're in some kind of showroom. Live music always seems to be playing. And of course, like any seaside town, Main Street is a treasure trove of quirky t-shirt shops and ice cream parlors that make their own waffle cones, that type of thing. But that's not the cool part, and that's not what makes Beaufort weird. There's more to Beaufort than meets the eye. Beneath its picture-perfect surface lies a swashbuckling history that's over 300 years old. Yep, Blackbeard himself, the legendary pirate, left his mark here when his ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, took an unplanned pit stop at the bottom of the sea just off coast. And guess what? The place is crawling with diveable shipwrecks, earning it the nickname a wreck diver's dream. Yeah, this whole area was pretty big with the pirates back about 300 years ago. Blackbeard obviously being the most famous. They have pirate boat tours. There's rumors Blackbeard buried a bunch of gold here. 300 years later and sound penetrating radar, nobody's been able to find it. But
I wonder if they make like diving tours, because I would actually go there to like dive and see the shipwrecks. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool that the ships got wrecked, but it would be cool to go dive there and to see them. Yeah, this is an option. This is an option.
But they're still looking. If you're looking for a house here, it's not that expensive, and this is a nice little town. The average home in Beaufort goes for about $402,000. Not bad. Number 6, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. A place so packed with fun, it should come with a warning label, where their town motto should be, we still don't know how many go-kart tracks are too many go-kart tracks. Honestly, they've got like 10
like
go-kart tracks on one street. Different companies, different places. This isn't just one company that has a bunch of different tracks. It's like one guy was successful with a go-kart track on a piece of property, so another guy decided to copy him. And then like 10 other people did. Pigeon Forge is most famously known for Dollywood, which is Dolly Parton amusement park. But honestly, this town didn't just stop with Dollywood. They decided to turn the whole town into an amusement park. Mostly, I'm not kidding, it is go-karts, but they have like different rides and miniature golf, a Ferris wheel, and an outdoor gravity park. Yes, it's a thing. If you don't know what that is this hill where they put you in a big ball and push you down the hill, basically.
Guys, I'm moving. I'm gonna pack my bags. I'm moving right now. Do you mean I can go there? I can live where I can go into a big bubble ball and roll down a hill? Guys, I'm moving right now. I'm not even kidding. That's where I'm gonna move. If I ever move to America, that's where I'm gonna move. I want to be there. I want to be there with the go-karts. I want to be there with the balls. I love it. Oh my god, I love it. That's yeah. My decision is pretty much made. My mind has been made. I mean, do you see this picture right here? Do you see that? That is pure fun. Yep.
And you roll down for like a minute or two, get to the bottom, throw up, have a good time. This is one of the strangest towns I've ever seen, and I haven't been there in 20-something years. It's just still getting weirder. More go-kart tracks. If you want to buy a home in Pigeon Forge, the average home value is $469,000. They got a lot of trailer parks there, though. You can get in cheap.
Oh my god, imagine living in a trailer park and then going go-karting, going down the hill in a massive ball. I mean, what else could you ask from life? That is the perfect place to live. I am all for it.
Number 5, Leavenworth, Washington. Welcome to Leavenworth, Washington State's very own slice of Bavaria. Here you can chow down on some hearty bratwurst and wash it down with a cold German beer. But that's not all they do here. Do you like nutcrackers? And I'm not talking about the type you had in 3rd grade on the playground. I'm talking about those little, things that crack nuts, like walnuts. If that's your thing, Leavenworth has the Nutcracker Museum. Most of them from Germany, and most of them very old. So old, they probably saw the invention of the pretzel or maybe mustard gas. I mean, they're from Germany, so it could be either. Leavenworth is a really cool town. Been there a few times. They have a great Oktoberfest. As you can imagine, I mean, it's a Bavarian-style town. All the buildings, it looks like you're in...
Look at that's beautiful. I could also think of people like that I know that would move here. That looks so dreamy. I likes. But I still stand on my decision.
Part of Germany or maybe Austria. It's just a really cool little town. But their Oktoberfest is pretty good. A lot of people go to it from the Pacific Northwest. A few years ago, during the pandemic, they'd shut it down for the pandemic, and then some of the locals didn't want it to come back. So it's like you got this whole town based around the whole German Bavarian theme, and you're gonna shut down the most German Bavarian thing that they do. Oktoberfest. Who shuts that down? So they tried to get rid of it, but I think they almost had a frickin' rebellion. All those hotels, all those businesses that count on all those visitors. Now, what makes this one weird is it's in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and it looks like a German town. There's a few of these around the country. I just picked this one. I've always thought it was strange. I've been there a few times. But Leavenworth is a beautiful town. It's nice. It's small. It's up there in the mountains. They have a nice little Christmas setup, during the holidays. It's really, really a neat place to be. It's just kind of weird. If you want to move here, the average home value is about $685,000. Number 4, Salem, Massachusetts. Salem has one of the wildest chapters in American history, the Salem witch trials. Colonial Massachusetts, February 1692 to May 1693, a time when your nosy neighbors could point a finger and suddenly you're accused of being a witch. Over 200 unlucky souls had Gladys Kravitz as a neighbor and got drug into this mess. 30 people were found guilty and 19, yes 19, got the ultimate neck stretch, courtesy the hangman's rope. 14 women
What? What? It's a witch town. That's so cool.
and 5 men for those keeping score. But wait, there's more. One guy, Giles Corey, decided he wasn't playing along. He wasn't into their game. He wasn't dancing for the man. He refused to enter a plea. Authorities, in their infinite wisdom, thought, hey, let's torture him. See if we get a confession then. Spoiler alert, he didn't make it. And just when you think it couldn't...
Look at that house. I can also think of a person that would live in that house alone. That looks pretty cool. That definitely looks like a witch house.
Get any worse, at least 5 more people kicked the bucket while cooling their heels in jail. So yeah, it was a real-life horror show. Makes you kind of grateful that one of our biggest gripes about our neighbors, you think he's stealing your Wi-Fi signal. If you want to buy a house in this spooky little town, the average home value is $589,000. Number 3, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. For those of you that said that Salem witch trial stuff was kind of weak, what else you got for us, Briggs? I give you Point Pleasant, West Virginia. This is for lovers of paranormal activity. This little West Virginia town on the Ohio River has some quirky personality. There was a Mothman panic in Point Pleasant in 1966, based on sightings of a red-eyed, winged creature. Today, the town is home to the Mothman Museum, as well as the annual Mothman Festival. There was a...
What? Oh my god. As if there wasn't like enough things to be scared about in this world, like Bigfoots and stuff. Mothman? Mothman? Are you kidding me? Mothman? What type of name is that, first of all? Mothman. It sounds as disturbing as it probably is. But Mothman. That is a definitely interesting name to put. I actually like everything that's paranormal. I wouldn't mind. Like, maybe I wouldn't live here, just because I would be scared the whole time that Mothman might come for me. But this sounds interesting so far. At least like to visit.
A movie some years back with Richard Gere about the Mothman. Anyway, the museum showcases memorabilia from the sightings and the 1964 Silver Bridge disaster. This bridge disaster and collapse and all the people died in it supposedly had something to do with the Mothman's appearance. When they have the annual Mothman Festival, people from around the world come here and they're...
A Mothman festival? What? When is it? We should go. Let's go to the Mothman Festival. I like the sound of that.
really into this. Like, you know, those guys that are into Bigfoot, people think they're going to come here and actually get a sighting of the Mothman. The good news about this strange little town, the average home value here is only $144,000.
Obviously, it's cheap. I mean, who would want to live in a place where the Mothman is?
Number 2, Whittier, Alaska. Have you ever heard of the Alaskan town where everyone lives under one roof? That's right. Almost all of Whittier, Alaska's 200 residents call the same building home. Instead of log cabins, tiny homes, and normal homes, they live in a 14-story tower called the Begich Tower. Some people call it Wilderness Tower. The thing is, this building was built for the Army back during the Cold War, and when the Army left, the railroads took over the land, and someone turned the Begich Tower into condos. If they want to live in Whittier, they're going to live in this tower, because since the railroad owns all the property, if you build a house, you know, it's not your property, it's their property. Other than coming by sea, there's only one way in and out of this town, and it's a tunnel. The tunnel closes.
Look at that town. Can you see that? Wait. It's literally just boats. I mean, you could live in a boat here. And then this one building. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Boats and one building. Would I live there? Probably not. I mean, I think it would be a little bit uncomfortable to live in just one building with all the people in the town. Like, you know how many personalities fit in a town? To be everyone in one building, that's a bit cramped, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
At night. It opens at 5 a.m. and closes at 5:15 p.m. There's no road through the mountains, there's no road around the mountains. You either come by sea or you go through the tunnel. Everything is in this tower: the school, the church, the post office, the cozy corner grocery store, even a notary. Everything is just get in the elevator, go up or down, you're going to find what you need. It was voted a few years ago as the strangest town in Alaska. If you want to live here, you can. They've actually got 2 condos for sale right now. A 2-bedroom goes for $205,000 and a 1-bedroom goes for $175,000. Now that's what's for sale right now. They have some bigger condos that go for more, and they say that the average home value here is $319,000. So that tells me they probably have some that come up for sale occasionally that are in the 350 range. All right, before we get to number 1, if you're thinking about moving to any one of these towns or anywhere else in the United States, we have a link for a website called Home and Money in the description area below. They can get you in touch with a real estate agent. And number 1.
If this is an island. If this is an island, I might change my mind. Because island boys. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna stop tampering with the video now, sorry.
Tangier Island, a place so low and flat, you might miss it if you blink your eyes while cruising the Chesapeake Bay. Yes, Tangier is in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay. This tiny speck of land is home to a bunch of hardy watermen and women whose ancestors have been hanging out here since the colonial times. A lot of them are direct descendants from people that lived there before the American Revolution. The cool thing is, this island is packed with jaw-dropping tales. We're talking about Native Americans popping by to hunt and fish, and even some enslaved African Americans making a daring escape to find freedom on this very island. Tangier's got stories that will blow your mind. Right now it's sinking. A lot of it has to do with erosion. It's basically a sand island, and time is catching up with it. At certain parts of the day, when the tide comes in, Main Street is about 3 inches deep in water. Most of the houses are now up on stilts, and if you moved there and wanted to purchase a home, maybe pass it on down to your kids or your grandkids, I don't think your grandkids are going to see it. This island is on borrowed time. They say they could build a seawall and save the island, but there's really only 500 people living on it. Last estimate was a seawall would cost right around $30 million. But it
Well, that answered my question right there. Would I live there? No. But that's really sad though. Like, you're just gonna let the whole town. Well, but it looks beautiful though.
is a very interesting town and island. If you wanted to live here, the average home value is about $220,000. All right, if you enjoyed that video, I bet you'll...
Well, where would you live? Where would you live? I definitely have made my choice. I'm moving to Pigeon Forge with the go-karts, and especially because of the balls. I mean, I can't get enough of this. Where are the balls? Where are the balls? Well, I can't find them right now, but that's like my main reason to move there. At least I'll have to visit sometime. I mean, yeah. That's so freaking cool. Go-karts everywhere. That's the dream. And my least favorite was the Mothman, because I don't need more things to be scared about. I honestly don't. There's enough. There's enough. Mothman? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. You could have at least like came up with a better name, like Mothius or Mothifier. I don't know. Something else than Mothman. But hey, thanks for joining me for this video. Please like and subscribe because it does help out a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!